The last section of Domain 4 talks about investigations, about investigating networks, investigating firewalls, investigating systems. Before we get into that, it's important to talk about logs. What is a log? A log is an entry that captures a specific event. It can be generated by an application, by the operating system, by devices, and it's used for monitoring and troubleshooting. Just like when you go to the hospital, you have a log for each user. Name, the reason for checkup, the time, the date, initials, and more. In tech, we also have logs. So imagine here you have the CNN office. When Crystal connects to the router, there is a log information somewhere that's recorded. When Joe connects to the router, there's a log information somewhere that's recorded. Joe's IP address connected to the router. When Amber connects, the log information is recorded. When Joe visits a website, the log information is recorded, and that's how it works. That's how logging works. So these are multiple logs. You have the date, the time, the priority, message, etc., the source, destination, and more. And there are multiple different types of logs. So you have firewall logs, you have authentication logs, you have network logs, security logs, database, authorization, and more. So let's look at some of them. But you have multiple different types of logs from multiple systems. First, you have a firewall log. The firewall log records traffic of allowed or blocked traffic by a firewall. So details include the source IP address, destination IP address, protocol, port, and content, like the length of the communication and more. So you have here, for example, live log from the firewall, default drop communication, which protocol, the source and the port to the destination and the port with the arrow that points, and more information. That's a firewall log. Each of them are logs. You have an application log. This is generated by an application to record events. For example, this user detail and the timestamp and the payload. This user did this at this time, and you can have more information. That's an application log. Endpoint logs are logs from endpoint devices, from devices that are at the end of a network, like a PC, like a mobile device, like a laptop, like a desktop, capture security events and application usage. So you have the logs here. This person logged in, then attended upgrades, then shut down, and more. And these are also similar to operating system logs. So these are maintained by the operating system. The security logs maintained by the OS, and they show login attempts, they show security changes, they show system alerts. You have intrusion prevention and intrusion detection system logs. These are logs from IPS and IDS systems. So who try to intrude into the network, who try to access and perform malicious activities. And at CyberMOOC, we have hands-on on some IPS IDS systems like Snort, where we show you how to use Snort and how to detect some of those logs. Network logs are logs from network devices like routers, who access which system. For example, this is Wireshark. We have an entire course on Wireshark with practice questions and hands-on live on Wireshark. When we talk about logs, it's also important to mention metadata. What is metadata? This is data that provides information about other data, like timestamps, like files, like file sizes, like ownership of data, and more. So if you have a Windows computer, if you right-click on any file and you click on properties, you will see that. If you have a Mac computer, you right-click on any file and you click on get info and you will see the metadata. So this is useful for investigations. See the date of creation, time of creation, and detailed information about the file. Now, where does data come from? What are the data sources for investigations? You can get data from scans, from vulnerability scans. So if you scan tools with your vulnerability scanner software, you can have information. We've talked about vulnerability management in 4.3, and you can have more information from investigations. Automated reports as well. So regularly generated reports from systems. You get reports from SIEM tools like Splunk, and you can save reports and you can see exactly what happens when exactly those happen. So you have multiple types of reports, like from Nessus, which is a vulnerability scanning tool, or more tools. You have dashboards. Dashboards are visual representation of security metrics. So you can generate dashboards with multiple different types of software, and they'll tell you exactly how many devices, percentage of devices, how many devices are compliant, what happened, in a good visual representation with bar charts, pie charts, and more. And you have packet captures. Packet captures are data captured from network traffic. They're used for deep analysis of network communication. They help identify anomalies and investigations of incidents. You have packet captures with a tool like Wireshark. They capture everything that happened in the network at a millisecond, and they show you exactly what happened. So these are different sources of capturing information. Vulnerability scans include details on discovered vulnerabilities, the severity, recommendation. Automated reports regularly generate reports from security tools. Dashboards provide real-time monitoring and insights into the security posture, and packet capture are used for deep analysis. So that's the end of domain 4. We covered 9 sections from 4.1 to 4.9. So make sure you review them and make sure you ask your questions in the comments if anything didn't make sense. Thank you for your attention, and for more cybersecurity updates and training, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our different social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, for more updates and tips. Thank you.